Risks jail term as NDDC's can of worms open. Okay, that's Daily Times. That's what it has there. You read details. You know who is making that statement. The Blueprint newspaper says on the NDDC, pandemonium as Pondei collapses under probe. That's the Blueprint newspaper. Pandemonium as Pondei collapses under probe. We spent 1.32 billion naira as COVID-19 palliatives, not 1.5 billion naira. That's the MD trying to make corrections there. And most contracts awarded to lawmakers. Akpabio is revealing that there was a can of worms yesterday. MD's slum underscores weight of corruption in APC government. That's the PDP is making that statement there. All right, that's the Blueprint newspaper. Let's go to the News Direct now. It says drama as acting NDDC MD Pondei faints during House of Reps probe. He won't appear before panel again. Bajabia Miller, he's saying this. And most of NDDC contracts awarded to National Assembly members. Akpabio is saying this. And PDP says APC government corrupt, demand for sack of Akpabio. All right, all that on the front page of the News Direct. Then let's go to Leadership newspaper now. It's still on the same thing. Lawmakers got most of NDDC contracts. Akpabio is revealing this. That's the Minister of the Niger Delta. A panel chair withdraws from probe as protesters clash at National Assembly. Pondei ignored doctors' advice against attending hearing. Okay, that's the Leadership newspaper. National Economy is next now. And it goes a different way. Iconic businessman, international media patron, Issa Funtua dies at 78. It's really touching when the story came out yesterday of his death. All right, that's the National Economy. Moving now to Daily Trust. Daily Trust says, end to insecurity in your hands. Burate tells Nigerians. End to insecurity, rather. End to insecurity in your hands, Burate tells Nigerians. Okay, well, that video went viral yesterday, and a lot of people got different meanings from what that video meant, or what he said in the video when he said that the end to insecurity is in the hands of Nigerians. But it basically was talking about the need to cooperate with the security agencies. All right, now let's get into the discussion now. Most of the papers this morning obviously took what everyone expected was going to be the headlines, and that was the fallout from the probe of the National Assembly. Let me ask you first of all, Razak, when you were watching all of that, what was playing in your mind?
Well, it shows clearly that most of the guys, our people, at the end of affair, they are not taking us serious. And it is becoming a pattern now. Maybe there must be a legislation to it. Maybe Nigeria must reject it, but a penalty must be in place for you to come under such a necessary questioning by Nigerians and taxpayers' money. You now resort to this kind of a drama. There must be punitive measure towards it because it's misleading. If you do not have any underlying ailment before, and you lapse into unconsciousness when you are asked questions, it's the thing that should be punished for. And it shows clearly that the anti-graft agencies in this country must brace up. That's why many felt that they are a toothless bulldog, because if they have example in the past, nobody will do it again. So it is because there's a clear consistency in corruption, and there's a consistency in the inability of the government to punish people who have mismanaged our air. That's why you still have this thing. And that's part of our demand, that there must be consequence. If corruption, it is inspiring. Right. If you see people who mismanage your weight, at the end of the day, nothing happens to them. It keeps going on. And this kind of drama, we will not allow it to go like this. The civil society has taken up the matter. We will write the National Assembly. But Jabir Miller, is wrong for him to say that the man will not appear. This is my tax. I know how much I pay as tax every year. So it's not for him to say that the man will not come to the probe again. You say, doctor, on what basis is he saying that he will not come to it is not dignified.
Yeah, but besides all of that, one would say, what would even be the outcome of a probe like that when the minister of Niger Delta was saying that you're the chairman of the committee, the
maybe that's like chairman of the committee, and all of that.
But let me ask, let me throw this question to Ife Kayode there. Ife Kayode, I will still ask you what went through your mind, but let me ask you basically, now, is this indicative of why sometimes probes by the National Assembly don't get either concluded or no one gets the outcome of all of those? If what the Minister of Niger Delta said yesterday is anything to go by, because it's just a reflection of so many things that could go on. Talk to us from that window.
Well, I think that importantly, we are in a very terrible situation in this country. Those who are saddled with the responsibility of oversight functions have been openly accused of also corroborating corruption. Don't also forget that the chairman of the committee had to step down because the former acting MD had to openly accuse him of also taking contracts. Look, where we are in Nigeria today, these people have mortgaged our future and the future of our unborn children. And I'm saying it wholeheartedly here, that men of good conscience have to rise up. When I saw the video, when I was watching it yesterday, I was shedding tears. What exactly are we doing in this country? We have become object of ridicule within the Committee of Nations across the world. Men who are supposed to be in the Alo chamber of the National Assembly, men who are supposed to be noble, who are supposed to be respected. And I keep asking my question, how much do we need as an individual to live in this earth that is transient? What do we need all the money for? People are dying daily. Hospitals are in terrible situation. All over the world, the pandemic is ravaging and people are dying. Yet, an average people in position of power are stealing as if there is no tomorrow. Mike, this is one of the worst moments of our national history.
All right.
And I think the president must rise up and defend this nation and save this country from collapse. Absolutely.
Okay, let me take you from what the president should do there. Razak, the minister of Niger Delta is an appointee. In fact, it was the president who appointed him. The managing director or the acting managing director is also a product of approval from the president and all of that. Now, in all of this, with the can of worms coming up and, with all the revelations, what is the place or role of the president in all of this when it comes to putting an end to it and putting his foot down?
Well, yeah, it can do so much. But we must not allow the buck to stop at the table of the president at all time. Okay. The president is our employee. We voted him in. If he don't like what he is doing, the onus lies on us to tell him. Nigerians must rise. The extent our guys in government can go is what they are doing now. They cannot penalize corrupt people.
But the point there is Nigerians have risen and
for 5 years.
Yeah, but the point is
for 5 years.
What Nigerians can do is to voice out. No one is allowed to take weapons or take arms into the streets and take the laws into their hands. What they can do is talk and wait until the next election. So if they've given their mandate to the president...
When Arutile died, I led a protest. Many people protested, and the people have been handed over to the police. I'm talking about in that line. Like this one, we must not allow it to go. The president likes it or not. We are going to continue to drag this to the public until you see a reason why this must happen. What got to this point is because of a public outcry. So that public outcry, that tear we are shedding, we must continue to shed that tear until this guy must be used as a scapegoat for people who won't continue to do this kind of thing.
Yeah, but
our children.
The concern there is all the public outcry doesn't translate to what Nigerians want to see.
What got to where we got to today? Look at the process in the last 2 months to where we got to today. Left to what they normally do in this kind of thing, nobody will hear about it again. Well, because consistent protest, not on the street.
But the speaker has said the acting MD will not appear again. So is that not a way of putting an end to?
He's just speaking his mind. We will not allow that to happen. The minister is courageous. Don't let us condemn him. I like what he has done for the courage he took. Many members of the parliament will think twice now before they will take any contract again. given what Akpabio has said, that someone someday will also say so. Because someone might be warning them that don't be part of contract execution. Your own is to make law. That what happened yesterday, that the person has been absolved. So it's good this kind of contradiction happens. And that is the lacuna ordinary Nigerians should be waiting for at all time. We won't wait for a perfect situation where everything will turn upside down.
Okay.
This is the kind of moment any citizens in the world normally wait for. Black Lives Matters.
Okay.
People took it up.
All right.
So at the stage it is now, Nigeria must take it up.
Okay. Let me bring Ifekayode in here. Ifekayode, a lot of Nigerians have been watching the body language of indigenes of Niger Delta for whom this is directly impacting before the general populace in Nigeria. We see the youths in the Niger Delta stand up to government, against government, talking about drawing attention to all the devastation and all of the inadequacies in the Niger Delta. But when we hear of monies like this, you know, being pilfered and siphoned and all of that, although as at now, we wait for any competent law to say anybody is guilty or not. But from the, you know, from the comments from members and all of that, it tells us something is basically wrong somewhere. But we don't get to hear the voices of the Niger Delta youths against their own sons and daughters who are responsible for some of these things. What do you make?
Well, I think we all should know the Nigerian situation. The level of poverty is so endemic in that region that from the billions that they have taken, they give them crumbs and they won't be able to talk again. What led to the commission being established by President Obasanjo was the agitation for derivation from the oil revenue from the state. And I know that most of these guys who are Niger Delta militants have also become billionaires over the night. Some of them have done a lot of, you know, illegal work. They made all the money. They are living in billions. So nobody's agitating again. Prior to that period, most of them were living in abject poverty. But now most of them are dealing in billions, buying luxurious cars, buying houses all over the world. So those who actually, the militant, the joy youth who are leading it, all of them are now billionaires through illegal means. So what do you expect to happen? Nothing would happen. I just speak to the ordinary person on the streets of the Niger Delta. Those whose water have been contaminated, those whose source of livelihood, fishing, is no longer feasible. People who farm can no longer farm. Most of their land had been, you know, destroyed. I know that someday soon, genuine lover of the Niger Delta will rise up and will ask questions from their leaders, because the government has done the needful. It is now the responsibility of the leader of the Niger Delta people. Don't forget that those who have been managing this place since the time the commission was created are purely Niger Deltans. No northerner, no southwesterner, no southeasterner. They are purely Niger Deltans. And all the money given to this commission has been going to the Niger Deltans themselves. And they have been mismanaging it as they like. So I know that a time is coming that the ordinary Niger Delta will ask questions from all these leaders. And I pray that all of us will be alive to witness that day.
All right. We pray for life to see how things turn around for the best. But in all of this, at what point do we expect either the EFCC or the ICPC wade into all of this?
At the point Nigeria realized that our fate is in our hand, institutions all over the world don't become active. The people activate it. And that's the missing link in Nigeria and the other countries of the world. Nigeria assumed that a Christ or a Muhammad is coming to fight that jihad, or Christ is coming to down the cross for the second time for them again. Christ comes, it's rapture. Everybody is gone. What we should be doing is to activate the structure, the agencies that are responsible for this. For instance, now, many organizations are beginning to write National Assembly. My own organization will write National Assembly on this matter. And we are putting our position in place that this is not acceptable. We didn't vote you there to come and do all this drama. It is unfair to us. Look at the numbers of contracts that were awarded to Niger Delta. And that's why I have a slight deviation from my colleague here, that the people of Niger Delta, I can't say they are a total disappointment, but they are not impressing Nigerians. The way they act. I have led many protests on behalf of the Niger Delta people. Suddenly, when Jonathan became the president, they didn't understand what is called restructuring again, or the division formula. Until it got to a point where they said that restructuring will come when Jonathan left. I said, how can you? On this kind of situation too, the Niger Delta people, it is on their conscience to be able to penalize their own children for mismanaging their wealth in this manner. It is unfair to Nigerians who solidarize with them in their pains, in their struggle to this kind of thing happen, and they didn't talk. Where are the Nigerians of Niger Delta? Where is that Baba? Baba is not talking now again. But when it is about Fulani, Baba will take headline of newspaper. He will start condemning Buhari. These are your children doing this to your own grandchildren, and you're not saying anything. I call on Afeni Ferry. I call on Anandese. I call on Dokubo, who is my friend also. I call on all of them now to act now. It is not until when Fulani people mismanage your wealth that is defined as corruption. Right. When your own children mismanage your wealth, it's a higher level of corruption, and we need the opposition on matters like this. Come and join us who are saying that this is wrong. Come and join us. We will be ready to take up the parliament to say that we must see an end to this.
Okay. All right. We'll wait to see how maybe Asari Dokuba and the others will respond to your call in that. If Kayode, before we let you go, some persons are even calling now for the scrapping of NDDC and all of that. Others are saying, no, there has to be a reform. We spoke with Reverend David Ugola earlier on, who said that the problem is not the NDDC itself. It is about the people who man the leadership of the NDDC. What do you say?
I believe that there should be a complete reform in the operations and the modus operandi of the Niger Delta Development Commission. And I think that a lot of background check should also be carried out by the president before appointing people into commissions, because most of the people we have seen, to me, they have not been people that I would describe as absolutely truthful to the ideals and the development of that region. They are people who actually believe in themselves and their family. So, Mr. President, like I would disagree with my comrade, Asagolokoba, look, the ordinary person in the Niger Delta, just like Mike actually inclined, they cannot carry arms and go on the streets. We can't do beyond advocacy and talking and complete to talk. Of course, mass protest is also allowed if it is peaceful. If the president is not firm and decisive in his decision, nothing tangible will be done to address this situation. So if they are going to do a reform, the reform must be wholesome, and the people that will be appointed must be properly checked so that we don't have a repeat of these terrible things we have been seeing in the last couple of years.
All right.
Advocacy in Niger Delta is insufficient advocacy in Niger Delta.
Okay.
Grossly insufficient.
All right. We wait to see how these things, certainly, because you're calling for Nigerians to be conscious of themselves when it comes to this. All right. Ifekayode Akinbode, thank you very much for your time on the program. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Mike.
Razak Olukoba, thank you very much.
Thank you, Kayode. Have a nice day.
Thank you. All right. Thank you, gentlemen. Now, Veronica, I wonder, you see, I guess you've been listening to all of those, the back and forth from the fallout from the drama yesterday.
When the drama unfolded, and like Razak Olukoba said, that the silence, especially from major actors in the Niger Delta, is quite alarming at this point. One expects that they begin to speak because this is about them.
With the strength they spoke with when they were dissatisfied with a lot of things in the Niger Delta. That's what Nigerians expect. Thank you very much. Now, let's remind you that we're streaming live on YouTube.
And you can connect with us on Twitter using the hashtag TVC Breakfast. Still ahead on the show, Nigeria records 562 new cases of coronavirus.
And the EU leaders agree on $858 billion coronavirus stimulus package.
When you see something like this, you don't need to go closer. I love them. I hope that. Damage. If it is a river, then better put a canoe.
Voted the best TV station of the year. TVC News goes wherever the big news story is happening, and for that, we are geared up. TVC News, first with breaking news.
In this month of July, on the 28th, it is World Hepatitis Day. Then on the 30th, it is World Day Against Trafficking in Persons. Stay with TVC News for special report and in-depth analysis on these days, only on TVC News.
With reporters in every state across the nation, TVC News is voted Nigeria's TV station of the year.
And thanks for joining us on this TVC Tuesday edition of TVC
Tuesday.
Breakfast.
You see, you're getting it. Now you feel what I was feeling. Because I was, is it Tuesday or is it Wednesday? Is it Tuesday?
You confused me
Okay,
earlier.
fine. You see, I take the blame for that now. Nice to have all of you join us on TVC Breakfast. You can watch us online. We're streaming live on YouTube and Facebook, and you can connect with us on Twitter using the hashtag TVC Breakfast.
All right, let's bring you some news update this hour. Bilateral relations between Nigeria and the United States dates back to many years.
Now, while the United States is the largest foreign investor in Nigeria, Nigeria is the second largest U.S. export destination in sub-Saharan Africa. Now, both countries have a bilateral trade and investment framework agreement. Spokesman, American Embassy in Nigeria, Russell Brooks, joins us now to bring us up to speed. He's the Public Affairs Officer of the U.S. Consulate in Lagos. Now, Russell, good morning. It's good to have you join us right now. Now, for the past 2 years, you've been the Public Affairs Officer of the U.S. Consulate in Lagos. Talk to us basically how the experience has been for you.
It's been a fantastic experience. How could it not be? I'm working here in the cultural, media, economic engine of the country. It's been a fantastic experience. I've met a wide range of people, attended some really great events, and I've enjoyed it immensely.
Now, talk to us about the U.S.-Nigeria bilateral relationship because it has come a long way. What do you think we have in common?
I think we share common values and principles. You're quite familiar with the large diaspora that lives in the United States. And so because of these factors, we have a very, very strong relationship, and a relationship that I believe will continue to be strong for years to come.
All right. COVID-19 took everyone by surprise. The United States, even China, Nigeria, Europe, everywhere. But basically narrowing it down to the relationship between the United States and Nigeria, how is the U.S. assisting Nigeria to fight COVID-19? Can you share with us on that?
Okay. So first I'm going to start a little wider and then bring it back to Nigeria. So the United States is an active, engaged global partner in the fight against the pandemic worldwide. So approximately, we've spent maybe $1.5 billion if we talk about aid from the Department and the United States Agency for International Development worldwide. If we spread it out to the rest of the United States government, I believe it's approximately $12.5 billion that has been committed in the fight against the pandemic. So then when we talk about Nigeria specifically, we're up to approximately nearly 60 million that has been invested in things such as risk communication, control, prevention, coordination, and of course, humanitarian assistance. So that manifests itself in things such as setting up emergency operations centers with our Nigerian counterparts, molecular laboratories, obtaining personal protective equipment, and also upscaling the testing capacity here in Nigeria. So all those things have shown that, again, we are a very committed and strong partner for Nigerians in this fight against this worldwide pandemic.
All right. Now, as part of your portfolio, you have worked with a lot of Nigerians from all walks of life, talking about entrepreneurs, the media, academia, amongst others. What would you say was or is your greatest accomplishment?
That's a great question. I would say my opportunities to engage with young people here in Nigeria, whether it be at our American spaces, whether it be working with non-governmental organizations that are doing things such as you said, promoting entrepreneurship, promoting STEM education. All those things have given me the opportunity to hopefully inspire young people to look into an even brighter future for Nigeria, to obtain the skills and the passion that will be necessary to develop the country into a nation that will reach all of its dreams and hopes.
All right, as you round off your 2-year tenure in Lagos, I wonder what are the greatest memories you're having as you leave, and what is next for you?
Okay, well, all right, so what are my greatest memories? I'm certain I'll leave out something or someone and get people angry with me. But again, I said I really enjoyed my opportunities to engage with young people. So two things immediately come to mind. One, we have this organization, local organization called Field of Skills and Dreams. And the head is a former International Visitors Leadership Program participant and alumnus of that program. And she has set up a program that will develop young entrepreneurs. So she's worked in cooperation with the consulate and has worked with hundreds of young people, young men and women, and I have really, really enjoyed those opportunities. One more thing I would say is we went to Edo State last year and worked with a few hundred girls, trying to empower them, make them understand that there are opportunities for them and they do not have to find themselves trapped in human trafficking organizations. And so the opportunity to do something for those young girls and show them a different path, I think was very, very meaningful.
All right, Russell Brooks, outgoing spokesperson of the U.S. Consulate. Thank you so much for your time on the breakfast show.
Actually, the public affairs officer.
Right.
So the U.S. Consulate.
Absolutely.
Right.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Let's move on now. An associate of President Muhammadu Buhari, Ismaila Issa Funtua, is dead.
Yeah, he died from a cardiac arrest. Now, the late Funtua's younger brother, Mohammed, confirmed this development and also confirming his death in a tweet. Bashir Ahmed, aide of the president, described Mr. Funtua's death as sudden.
He was the founding managing director of Democrat newspaper and former president of the Newspaper Proprietors Association of Nigeria and PAN. His death comes 3 months after that of Abba Kyari, former chief of staff to the president.
He will be buried later today.
And may he still continue to rest in peace. Moving on now, the All Progressives Congress now has a flag bearer for the October the 10th governorship election in the state. Governor
Rotimi Akeredolu scored the highest votes in the election, which held at the Dome in Akure, the state capital. While announcing Governor Akeredolu as the winner of the exercise, Yahaya Bello, governor of Kogi and chairman of the APC Primary Election Committee, it said that he polled a total of 2,458 votes, while Olushola Oke came second with 262 votes.
More than 3,127 delegates voted in the election. Well, TVC News senior political correspondent Ayo Morade joins us from Ondo State. Ayo, talk to us about the reaction you're getting from the people of the state with regards to the fact that their governor is returning, or rather is the candidate of the people's of the APC rather. How do they feel about this?
Mike, good morning over there. Let me quickly tell you that it is over now. The Governor Rotimi Akeredolu has emerged as the flag bearer of the All Progressive Congress in Ondo State. And the issue now is that he said after he was elected that reconciliation is the major thing now, that he is ready to go and meet the aggrieved members of the party so that they can work together to win that general election. But for now, what is on is the PDP primary election, which is slated for Wednesday, and the gladiators in that contest are 8. And the party is also working to ensure that they pick a good candidate. But for now, I have a guest with me who is a strong member of the PDP. He's a strong member of the PDP. I have Mr. Benson and Nico Menyi. He wants to take a look at tomorrow's primary, how it's going to be like. Mr. Eniko Menyi, tomorrow is your primary. How prepared is your party?
Very well. We are prepared. We have set this ball at the stage ready. We have conducted our ward congresses, our local government congresses. The delegates are intact. The ad hoc delegates, 3 per ward, are all intact. We are prepared for tomorrow's election, and we are set. And by the grace of God, we will come out with the best of the candidates.
Okay, Mr. Nikoman, what are the issues? What are you looking at ahead of the primaries slated for Wednesday?
Well, we had some challenges a few days ago when one of the aspirants decided to clandestinely tamper with the ad hoc delegate. When the committee led by His Excellency Alhaji Dankwabo came to Ondo State, we made it abundantly clear that the election of the delegates that was held on the 8th of this month in the various wards will be the one that will stand. Any attempt or attempted attempt to alter that particular list will not augur well for the party. And thank God, the man, being a former governor, understood the point we're making. 7 of us canvassed this issue. I'm talking about 7 of the candidates, save one that was not around. And then we stated the facts copiously and very sincerely. And the man understood and upheld the position which we took in that particular matter. However, I'm told that the same person has still not changed.
At this moment, Veronica and Mike, over to you in Lagos.
All right, thank you very much. Certainly, everyone was enjoying that, but we had to, due to time right now. Thank you, Ayodeji Moradeo.
We'll take a break now and return with more on the program. Do stay with us.